Page 12. Notice the ground is sprinkled with scented water and is strewn with flowers. It is adorned with mirrors, the supreme mountain, the four continents, the sun and the moon. As the Buddha feel high offering, may all sentient beings attain happiness of the Buddha feels. To the lamas who possess the three kayas, I offer honor and ignorance secret offerings. With my body wrought in all that is visible, please grant me the supreme realization in enlightenment. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. First, please take a deep breath. Inhale fully. And exhale all your stress. And next, again, inhale. With this, you inhale all the blessings of the Buddha. And heal your mind and body. And exhale. Once more, please inhale fully. And just relax your body and mind, just be here in this place. You see the past is past, gone, it's not here. Whatever we have experienced, good or bad, is all just past. Only left is the memory. And the future we plan so much, but it's not here yet. And this moment is just very momentary. It doesn't stay even one instant. It's just passing. That's what's called. Everything's changing. Moment to moment. This is the reality nature. So see this. And at this very moment, when your mind is calm, peaceful, you feel relaxed, you feel very quiet, and happiness is there. It is just very momentary state, nature, that our mind is confused, occupied by the delusions, and that is the state of the suffering. Just look at this. Everything is so momentary nature, and changing that state of the mind, moment to moment. So since you have this copy of this, how to live happiness, how to live in happiness, said here, composite phenomena are impermanent like water bubbles. There is no instant real happiness in this samsara. Those who desire to be released from the seal of the suffering, the wise ones should take refuge. Yes, take refuge in the triple gem. Thus, contemplate on the impermanence. It's just as a nation. It's like the water bubble. Everything is so instant. Looks very concrete, real. Things what you see. In reality, this means changing every second. This is not a Buddhism, this is the reality nature, how everything functions. But we don't pay attention to this so much. So this moment to moment, if we know how to live moment to moment, then there's no grasping. Past is past, nothing to grasp, nothing to fixate it on. It's just let go. This moment as well, with the peace, happiness or suffering, is so momentary. There's nothing to hold on. When there's a suffering, let go of the suffering. When there's some happiness, we can't grasp it more as well. We like to maintain it, but it doesn't stay. It just goes on. Like cloud in the sky, just keep going. Like there's the stream or the river, just keep going. We can't hold on. So this is really nature. We need to learn this from these examples. And we know, if we know these things, how to let go, and there is a peace. Because you leave your mind as it is. So there's real consensus, peace, which there's nothing to hold on. Just be aware, let it be that way. And this is how to live in happiness. See? When there's peace, happiness is there, we try to hold on. I like this feeling. We attach to that. But that doesn't stay as well. We are grasping on that, then it brings the suffering more. Then you may ask, then should we be very careless? It's not being careless, it's being carefree. And then work hard. Working hard is now, not something for the future. So next year I will do something. Next month I will do something. We never know. This time what we have is we have this, and then we have to make effort to sustain. It's called mindfulness, awareness. Nowadays, the mindfulness is becoming very important subject. Everywhere, all the schools, different colleges, so people talking about mindfulness. So because of this one very important subject in our practice. The reality nature. As yesterday I mentioned, sometimes we call Buddhism. It's not a Buddhism. Mindfulness is not a Buddhism, Desire to free from suffering is not a Buddhism, Desire to have peace and happiness is not a Buddhism, And the causality of this, the cause of suffering, to be avoided, free from. The cause for peace and happiness, that to engage, is not a Buddhism, You see, it's the empirical reality nature. So we should understand that. And then if you practice Dharma, you feel so comfortable. Everybody should do it. Buddhist or non-Buddhist, doesn't matter. Causality is the causality, it's universal. It's something like this Dharma, Buddhist. No need by others, As yesterday I briefly mentioned, we all desire for peace and happiness. There's no one who disagrees with this. Everybody desires to free from suffering. There's no disagreement on this. Now, the cause for the peace and happiness, there's so many layers, very temporary causes and conditions. Then little more, so deeper causes and conditions. And then most depth, state, we can say, a hidden subject for the causes of peace and happiness, as well to free from the causes of conditions of the suffering. See? So we are, as yesterday mentioned, now the world, so much is developed to fulfill the five sensual desire. Keep making it, progressing, how to fulfill your desire from this sensual, from these different methods. Very famous singer, dancers, you can see. And then can make you beautiful sight to enjoy your eyes, and to sing the song to enjoy your ears. And then you have to go to the restaurant to enjoy your nose and tongue. And then on the supermarket you go to buy clothes, things to enjoy your body. So it's just so much is produced to enjoy these things, just to feel happy. So I'm happy, But we never touch, or nobody tell you how to develop your mental quality, ability. There's so many universities, even in this country, United States, in California, in the East Coast. Every state there's many famous universities. I think very few maybe, but we never tell you how to develop your mind, how to see things. They will explain all this, especially these five sensual objects. Every time, every year, there's something new in the news. And look at this luxurious, scrumptious lunch. And what kind? Dessert, dessert. So in Buddha's teaching now goes one step more to look at the mind. As yesterday mentioned, it's very ambiguous subject, unclear. You can see it, you can touch it. It's like air. The mind is like the air. But you know you have the mind. We think so much because of the mind. The devil cannot think. We don't say devil is suffering, We don't say devil is happy. We say I'm happy, or we say I'm suffering. So look at this. So every individual has the calm mind, consciousness. It's not Buddhism, it's the reality check. So now, how to handle that is very difficult. It's not something easy. That's why all this modern, due to all these technologies, social media, all this information, to satisfy your mind, then just make these 5 sensual objects as rich as possible. But up until now, we haven't found anything that fully satisfies you. You enjoy it 1, 2, few times, and you have to change. You feel boring, no matter how good it may be, still you want to change. So what's that? The same food I like so much. First I felt, this is thing that I will stay with in my whole life. But now I feel I should change. I should change something different. See? So it's not the object that gives you happiness. It's your mind, the desire, the attachment, it's craving. What makes, how should I have that? How should I enjoy this? Just one after another. This is reality, I'm not saying this is a bad thing, I'm just trying to introduce you, if you don't know, just reflect on this, go deeper in the meaning. It's very helpful for your Dharma practice. This we need to sort out. Before sorting out these things, you talk to the emptiness. Oh, it's a dynamic emptiness, It's all something magical. This chakra channel is also magical, And you go there, and then same thing, you don't get it, Us looks very, very wonderful, But then, you see, we have to sort out these things, and the same history, like a delicious meal. Introducing you such a delicious meal, like introduce you emptiness. So, just bleak, everything's empty, So like these things, so first these things need to be sorted out. Then when you go step by step, then everything makes sense. So first look at the explanation. To do this all understanding, practice, to apply that basis, that kind of basis, foundation is called precious human life. There are more than 7 billion people in the world. And how many has this kind of condition? Interested? Not many. Those who are interested, also, they spend time when they have, but they are not fully engaged. You see, then, how many? Those who are fully engaged, dedicated, only few. That's why nowadays we don't find highly accomplished masters, practitioners. So, it's the training of the mind, we say, how you digest the teaching in the mind. Because to change the habit of our life is not easy. This is also very important to pay attention. See, just for example, when a young teenage, group of teenage, they get together and then they introduce each other, drinking some alcohol, and then using some drugs, and they enjoy for a few years like that, and then their behavior is also good, and they are not attending the college well. Then the parents, they shout, don't do this, it's not good for you. Not good for your mind, not good for your body, not good for your life. Then they themselves also get to understand. Say, now this looks like not so good for my health. It ruins my health. It ruins your mind. Not so good. I have to change. But now to change that, it takes a lot of effort now. Because they're so used to this. So habituated. Then they feel without that they cannot live. They're going to die. There are kind of feelings there. So difficult to change. So even just in this life, like smoking, there's some individuals I know who used to smoke for 10, 15 years, and then there's somebody else, stop smoking, it's not good for your lung. And the doctor also told, now you have to stop your monitoring the smoking. No, I cannot. When the time comes to the smoke, then they feel so agitated, restless. Without smoke, they cannot handle. So even in this life, those who are habituated, it's how difficult to change it. These are negative habit of the attachment, anger, the ignorance, the ego, self-grasping, pride, jealousy. These are habits that are habituated from many lifetimes. We haven't gone to school how to attach, how to get angry. Anger, isn't it? Nobody wants to be angry. I want to keep my mind peace. I want to be a good person. But when causes condition comes, just anger pops up without any preparation. Make sense? So this is the Dharma teaching, that Buddha's teaching, that how it helps us. It's not just a session. Just because I went to this session because I learned so much, it's so beautiful. No, you see, it's something we every day in our life. Because our desire for peace and happiness is for every day. The desire to free from suffering is our effort. To free from death is our everyday life. We go to work, we do things all even more to have some fun, to have some peace, to have some happiness, and to free from suffering. That's all it's about. It's universal. So therefore, having this precious human life, getting this opportunity to go through to it, and then we appreciate, should rejoice. I'm so fortunate. Yes. So we should appreciate your precious human life that you have, not wasting. In other words, just how to make a better human being, how to make a better society, more peaceful, more harmony within oneself and outside. It's not something alone that you're making. Just the law you have to follow. It's something inner journey, the mental quality. As yesterday mentioned, we all have, you see, this true sight, the mind, mental. We have feeling of empathy, loving kindness. We have feeling of compassion. We have those. Some have more, some has less, but everybody has it. Even though it may be very limited. At the same time, there is, as I mentioned, this attachment, anger, aversion, pride, jealousy, grasping the self. We have those. So you have to look at, you see, when these negative emotions or clashes come, when they manifest, we have no peace. It's real. It's not a culture. It's not a belief system, It is everywhere. You will go everywhere, even animals. When they have those things, these negative emotions, they are restless. They fight, See, when they have compassion, love, like the explanation, the chickens, how the mother bird, how they hatch the eggs and raise the chicken. Even she risk her life for the chicken. Out of love. Even it's maybe limited, maybe it's just emotional, but still, Look at this. But there's some people in a group, they're talking about, let's have some practice of compassion. Let's meditate on the loving kindness. Just we should do these things. How the environment becomes so peaceful. Even in the relative stage. So we just learn from this first, we learn this. From the limited state, just take that and improve. So this way, as we learn how to live our life in that happiness. Make sense? These are not so profound. These are not so complex Buddhist philosophy. But they are the one foundation. Foundation of all this that we study, practice. In relation to this, look to our body. It's called, 5 aggregates. With this body, we are form, we see, and we are feeling good or not good. So we have that feeling, and we have perception, we perceive, good, not good, big, small, all these things, we perceive, perception, formation, mental activities, it's called dukkha. So through that we create karma or cause. And then consciousness, we have eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, body consciousness, and the mental consciousness. the 6 consciousnesses. So these are called 5 aggregates, 5 skandha. Everybody has it. Now look at this draw. Let's just look at where you are. When the mind is engaged in these clashes, mental afflictions, with these 5 aggregates, becomes the foundation of the suffering. Now, on the other hand, you see, you understand about everybody, develop sense of loving kindness, compassion, wisdom. Just reflect on this, meditate, and renounce these mental afflictions. So seeing them, they are the cause of suffering for myself and others. We need this, as I mentioned, empirically understanding, or critical understanding. In this, meditate on this, you see. And that these 5 skandha, 5 aggregates, becomes the foundation for the enlightenment. Make sense? So look at this. So we need to now make effort, get used to it with many different angles, analogies, understanding, experience. Because as mentioned, mind is very complex. So that's why we need long explanations. And we need lots of efforts. Not so much how much you get the information, but also depends how much you practice. So you have to put your own practice on this. Follow, practice. Then you internalize these wisdom, this understanding. And then you see. When you have that critical state of the mind, what are the cause of the suffering? What are the cause for the peace and happiness? Reflect on this, and then it gives us a choice what to do. It's not something religious training. I'm sure you'll find that training, building mandalas, making dharmas, a lot of those things, and you have, playing symbols, those are not really Buddhism or Buddha's teaching. They are just related to culture. You use these things for certain ceremonies to amplify people's interest, make interest, in the society, They use long trump, and blow the big sound, and the flute, play the flute, all this, A lot of customs, wearing, beautiful bouquet customs, all these are just cultural things. Buddha's teaching, as yesterday mentioned, the Four Noble Truths. These Four Noble Truths relate to these five skandha. Okay? All the suffering we're talking about is on the basis of this here body. Suffering of suffering. See? When you have pain, mental pain, physical pain, it's a suffering. Aging, getting sick, those things. Or you are hungry. When you thirst. See? It's this relate to this body, this five skandha. And suffering of change also relate to this body. You enjoy a lot of things, but that doesn't last long. It's impermanent. That's why the impermanence comes from there. You feel so beautiful weather, oh wonderful, I enjoy it so much, I hope this will stay for a few days more. And then changes, When it changes, you don't like it. But it's changed, So we prepare for this suffering of change. And this five skandha that what we have is the condition of all the rest of the suffering. So not outside, somewhere to look. I'm just trying to explain you so that you feel comfortable to understand, meditate. Okay? Otherwise, the suffering is the suffering of change, suffering there, suffering of condition there, outside somewhere there, and somewhere outside you cannot find. It's mission. You cannot find suffering on the table, in the house. You can't say the house is suffering. We can say my dog is suffering, my cat is suffering, my horse is suffering, And you can say these things. Or my chicken is suffering. But would you want to say my garden is suffering? My tree is suffering. Or today my tree feels so happy. So it's all, look at this. When you are happy with this five skandha. When you are suffering with this five skandha. Make sense? Get that, okay? This is the foundation of the samsara and the foundation of the nirvana. Now we have our own choice. It's a real precious teaching, Just keep it in mind. Just I guess, it makes sense. We need a conviction. Convince ourselves. Then your practice will become productive. You go forward to practice now. Also, I spoke basically about the impermanence and suffering. He says there is no instant of real happiness. There's no instant of real happiness, you see. This mission, we are occupied by these three different types of suffering. Even though you're happy, not saying there's no happiness. You do have happiness, but that happiness, as mentioned, is under the condition. All that is under the condition is all impermanent. That which depends on the causes and conditions, all impermanent. Change. That which all impermanent is stable. these 5 skandha, this what I spoke, we are holding the eye to this 5 skandha. There's no one. We're not saying there's a level eye. You can level eye. It's a level. It's not something that we are grasping, fixated. Our ego is so sensitive, very fragile. If somebody praises you, you're so attached to it. Oh, I'm so happy. Somebody says something good about me, You understand? Yes, You're so attached to them. If somebody says bad things about you, you're so upset. Why you are talking about this to me? So that kind of thing is not exist. It's just an echo. What I'm saying is, echo, when you go to the mountain, rocky mountains, you shout, and the rocky mountain will reply or will sound back. Oh, well, good weather, your rocky mountains are so beautiful, and it will echo back to you. Weather is so good, the rocky mountain is so beautiful, And then if you say, oh, your rocky mountain is so not nice, ugly, it will reflect back to you. So the rocky mountain doesn't have anything, If you say good thing, it doesn't have feeling of good. If you say bad things, it doesn't have feeling of bad, It's just an echo. So also in our life, just you examine, see. When you meet your good friends, and you say very nice things to each other, that is like sharing the same good things to each other, You're so kind, or you are so kind, So you are so good, or you are so good, And then people you don't like, then you say you show your face, little frowny face, and that person will show you also frowny face. Everything is just reaction, an echo. It takes time to get used to understand it as an echo. As mentioned, we are so habituated in disregarding to these things. It's called the 8 worldly concerns. Have you heard of that? 8 worldly concerns. If you read them, you'll find. So Bodhisattvas who have practicing these things through many lifetimes. So there's an example. There are some people come there to Bodhisattva, they serve you on the right side of the body with the sandalwood, powder, all the best offerings, put you on the body. On the other side, some demons comes, put all the poison to the left. So Bodhisattva has no any reaction. There's no attachment to this sandalwood powder. There's no anger, aversion to this the poison. So apply. Because Bodhisattva has practiced this for many eons. You may praise no matter how much, they're not so attached to. It's just a sound. You may say bad things about them, no matter how much. For them, it's an echo. So they establish their mind as it is. So our mind, you should understand, the nature of the mind is as it is. But you know, our mind is under the control of the adventitious divine mind, that which take over us. Like our anger, as I mentioned, we don't want to be angry. I want to be peaceful. But when the condition comes, just without any kind of warning, without yourself understanding, pops up the anger. As soon as the causes conditions, so it's so ready to manifest that adventitious condition. Like say, suppose, like say, we study this loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta, you know, and then you know anger is not good, and you also understand, yes, that's not good. Now I will try best not to, manifest anger in my mind. I will keep my mind peace, and always peace, nothing but peace, all this. And then some causes, condition pops there, just pops up. So it depends on causes and condition. You really want yourself peace, happiness. You don't want suffering. You know anger gives you suffering. So you don't want to be angry person. But when the causal condition pops up, then it manifests. So it takes time. But if you just determine, now I will never give rise this, you just remind yourself every day, occasionally manifest, let it disappear. Don't hold on. This way, step by step, you can change, because it is adventitious. It's very temporary. It depends on causes. It depends on causes and conditions. It's conditional. Now, the nature of your mind, true peace, self, is unconditional. That doesn't depend on any conditions, you see. That's your nature. So if we know, practiced how to handle these obscurations, mental delusions, the peace is just there. We don't have to make it to happen. It's just there. But we need effort how to handle these mental afflictions. Okay? So sometimes people say, Buddhist makes sense, it makes various sense. I like Buddha's teaching, beautiful, it's so beautiful, it's so gorgeous, but it's very hard to practice. It's not easy to practice. It's not easy because the mental afflictions. It's not because the Dharma is difficult. Dharma makes sense. It's easy. It's just easy. But our mental afflictions, that gives us difficult. So we should also understand that. See, then you very clear understanding how to practice Dharma. Okay? That there are many steps you take, step by step, step by step, step by step, you know. Then when you go through these steps, then when you come to the emptiness, makes more sense. Otherwise, right now, when we practice emptiness, it's a dualistic emptiness. You're making emptiness. You're not realizing emptiness. Okay? And that emptiness is artificial emptiness. Okay? A lot of people go to those emptiness teaching, like say Mahamudra, Dzogchen, all those, you know, so interested, so beautiful. Oh, yes, they are so beautiful. The juice of the teaching, so precious. But our mind is not fully ready yet there, you know. And the moment when you take the session, few days session, so beautiful, looks so easy, just floating, you know. It's like the waves, oceans, you know. It's like the cloud in the sky, they come and go. Just relax. But then the grievances of these mental afflictions, you know, they manifest. It doesn't flow. It's just there, so concrete. So these things are very important to understand. And those desire to be released from seal of suffering, the wise ones should take refuge in the triple gem. So this way, when you know this way, then taking refuge makes more sense. Buddha who taught this, not as in creating the Buddhism. Buddha taught this. Plus Buddha, yesterday I mentioned, Buddha realized this all the universal reality nature as it is. Everybody, all in the sixth realm. It's amazing, you know, yesterday I mentioned, it's amazing. 6 realms of the sentient beings. Buddha directly perceive all this distinctively, without no need judgment. Directly see these things through his wisdom. And then, what are the causes of these suffering, which are very difficult to understand. There are a lot of causes, but you see, Nagarjuna said, desire, attachment, aversion, ignorance, they are called non-virtue. They are the cause of all the suffering. Keep it in the mind. Not just taking life, no, it's non-virtue. It is of course, but first look at this in the mind. The mind, absence of attachment, absence of the virtue. Absence of ignorance is virtue. They are cause for peace and happiness. So make that demarcation. Understand that. Then you can see with your own mind whether my mind involved is three poisons or whether my mind maintains in the state of the absence of these three poisons. See, that's the outcome of practice. From these three poisons, all the samsara is manifest. There are many layers of these three poisons. They are called poisons, which is within us, which are within us. They bring the suffering. And they are creator of the cause of this suffering. And absence of these three poisons, you see, mind is there. When your mind is when your mind is absent of these three poisons, see, you look at your mind, so peaceful. Life is so beautiful. Even you have a very simple lunch, you appreciate, you rejoice. Your mind is very spacious. You smile, there's a smile. You feel everyone is your friend. You respect everyone. See? Your mind is unconfined. You see? That's how Buddha taught. Buddha saw, Buddha see us, Buddha's qualities within us, within everybody else. That's why I'm sure many of you have heard of some nature of the samsara is nirvana. You have heard of that, you see. It's easy to say, but difficult to understand. What it means, see, that very mind, our mind, the very mind itself, when the mind that is under the control of these three poisons is a samsara. And that the very mind, our own mind, in the absence of these three poisons, is in nirvana. That's what it's called. Samsara and nirvana is not outside, somewhere to go. So every individual has the opportunity to reveal this. And also we have responsibility to reveal this. Buddha taught precisely all those teachings. Yes, you have received many teachings, you know. Out of generosity, out of compassion, out of wisdom, taught without any reservation. Now it is up to us whether we take care or not. It's our responsibility. And then when you see this, there's not just a picture, a statue, okay? But that is the wisdom. Yeah, so that's why Buddha is also within us. We should understand that. Okay? But our Buddha is hidden. hidden under this delusion. Okay, so we make effort to manifest Buddha ourselves. And we should feel so calm. We should feel real, feel happy about it, appreciate, rejoice. So the Dharma practice is calm, practice Dharma joyfully. And from the 6 paramitas, there's a perseverance. You have heard of this. What's the definition of the perseverance? According to the Bodhisattva, this is called joyous effort. Making effort joyfully. Okay. Not something big burdens. I have to do it without my force, even if I don't like it, what I do, I have to do it, Something big baggage, put them on your shoulder. It's not that joyfully. No mind, just free from. But at the same time, these mental afflictions are not easy to handle. They will always chase you, no matter where you go. Okay? If you go from here to Asia, they will follow you with you, like shit, If you go to Bodhgaya, where Buddha enlightened, still they will follow you. Okay? If you go to the Himalayas, they will follow you, You see, it's like the shade, So that we have to discard through these mindfulness. First you look at, at the beginning, mentioned impermanence, everything is so impermanent. Impermanence is one of the best kind of, equipment to discard these mental afflictions, because these mental afflictions are impermanent. They are impermanent. Then when you go higher and higher, we call emptiness. And this is emptiness. But it's until we realize, no matter how much say this emptiness, yes, they are so fresh, they are so alive. They will torture you. And then they make you miserable in this life. And then when you die, they will throw you to the hell realm, That's their responsibility, So we have to have such a wisdom eye. We think we are so smart. I can take this, I can do this, I can do like this, We try to be very smart, But sometimes we don't know how much we are very smart or we're stupid, So we have to have that kind of critical insight, you see. Bring in your minds how I'm doing, how I'm handling things, whether I'm destroying myself, or whether I'm really helping myself. So, see, nobody wants suffering, you see, but they're suffering because they created cause of suffering. And the cause is there, and the condition is there, then it's just, no matter how much you say prayers, oh, Buddha help me, I'm suffering so much, I want to get out of this, no matter how much you say prayers, we have the cause, we have the conditions. What Buddha can do. When you are really happy, relax, appreciate yourself. I'm so lucky, or I'm so fortunate, all these things here. One of the people will tell you, pray this person should go to hell, may have all the suffering. You never go, because there's no cause to go to hell, So you have to see this balance, okay? Make sense? These are very important points that we pay attention. Just reflect on. And so everything is very temporary nature. And how the causality it works. Causality is very the complete nature of the causality can only explain or perceive by Buddha. Not even Bodhisattvas of the 10th Bhumi. Okay? Understand that. 10th Bhumi Bodhisattvas, how you can imagine how much is accomplished. Only one step left to become Buddha. But they have to become Buddha to see things, everything precisely. You have heard of Shariputra, highly gifted Buddha's disciple, who's on the right side of the Buddha, standing in Shariputra. From the thousands, the Buddha's disciple. When you come to karma, no, he cannot understand fully. Buddha. So that you see, karma is more difficult to understand than the emptiness. Emptiness, like through the contemplative theory, you can investigate dust particle, divide, all these things, you see, the five skandha, which is the body, which is your hand, this finger, this finger, this finger, this finger, then the skin, then the flesh, the bone, you so go through all the details, and then you don't find the finger. It's just, you perceive this. It's just level. In reality, it does not exist. So through this analysis, you can find my hand is empty. See? But if we investigate how this hand is composed through causes to conditions, then we're lacking wisdom to see the causes. That's how Buddha understood, realized. That's Buddha is always quotation Buddha. Buddha said this, you see. Buddha will never tell a lie. If somebody tells, Buddha, sometimes Buddha has to tell a lie. Have you heard of those things? No, actually, Buddha never tell lies, okay? Buddha has no reason to tell lies. Buddha himself or herself, there's nothing to gain by telling lies. But depending on the individual's mental capacity, Buddha has to explain in different ways. That's called relative state. Okay? In the relative state, Buddha has to explain in a different way. But Buddha explains that according to the need to that individual. Okay? So Buddha will never tell lie. No reason to tell lie. Buddha no need to say, no, even Buddha is not enlightened, so I achieved the enlightenment, bring a lot of offerings, Yeah, Buddha we shouldn't sin. Buddha never tell lies. Some masters say, they say that, Buddha has to tell lie, or Buddha told lie, these things. That's because they interpreted it as way, how Buddha gave teaching to the individuals. And you see, when you come to the ultimate view, the highest view, like Mahamudra, Khenchen there, so there will say, there's no virtue, no non-virtue. There's nothing to give up. There's nothing to accept. There's such a cheerfulness, there's nothing to dispel. There's nothing to aid. So that's that point of view. But we cannot apply that in our, as a beginner, this stage, we cannot say there's no virtue to give up, there's no virtue to accept, there's no non-virtue to give up. No. Because our suffering is very painful. But when you realize you're suffering, no matter how much you're suffering, there's no pain. Okay? No pain at all. Then you can say there's no virtue or non-virtue. Until then, we will take care of virtue and non-virtue. Okay? So that, now here comes the take refuge. And this is why I'm explaining. Since Buddha taught these Four Noble Truths, when you know the Four Noble Truths roughly, then you take refuge. You take refuge not emotionally, not to dogmatize into Buddhist, okay? But you open your heart, open the door from the samsara towards the enlightenment. That's what's called taking refuge, the Buddha. Okay? So the view, what you want, by taking refuge, what you want to achieve. I want to attain Buddha. Okay, it's view. The ultimate view, Dhammakaya. Okay. Now, what we should do to achieve Buddhahood, I take refuge to Buddha, it means I haven't achieved Buddha yet. Now, what should I do? So there comes the Dharma. Take refuge in the Dharma. See, you study, you practice the Dharma. Oh, the three Pitakas, the three Pitakas, three baskets, Vinaya, Sutra, Abhidharma. The subject of Vinaya is moral ethics. The subject of Sutra is Samadhi, meditative concentration. The subject of the Abhidharma is the special insight. So now you follow it is three trainings, they are called three trainings. So these three are equally important, okay? Sometimes there are some teachers may kind of appreciate more about the special insight than taking care of the moral ethics. Moral ethics is as important as the special insight. Equally important. Okay. When the moral ethics that we have
keep great bodhisattvas, they keep those purely. That makes such a great foundation for your meditation practice. When you reduce all these mental afflictions, your mind becomes calm, peaceful. As a nation, avoid all the non-virtuous thoughts. Then your mind becomes very calm, peaceful. That's called samadhi. When the mind is very calm, peaceful, then it makes such a great foundation to give rise special wisdom, special insight. So they coordinate each other. They cannot exist without one. All will come together. So that's what it's called, taking refuge to Dharma. This way we take care of all mental delusions. So that's what's called taking refuge in Dharma. Okay? Then taking refuge in the Sangha is pure conduct. Called due meditation conduct. If you have heard of, I'm sure you have met many teachers. So it's pure conduct. More your conduct is pure, people appreciate yourself. Your life is peaceful, harmonious life. See, basically as a mission, when you study, practice Dharma teachings, who's teaching to become a better person, better human being, then we can say we are civilized. You have heard of civilized? What means civilized? We had a very good, beautiful court. And then a tie, your tie, beautiful coat, very civilized dress. But we don't know really civilized or not, This, when you practice the training, you are really civilized, How you can make the world better. This way, Not just by praying. See, first yourself makes your life better, more peaceful. Suffering is there. We cannot escape from suffering. As long as we are in the samsara, no matter how much we escape, suffering is just there. It's part of our life, The Dharma gives you wisdom how to handle the suffering. And then through that gives you opportunity to see things something more better. And that's what you see, it's called renounce the samsara. Makes sense? Better, Otherwise say, renounce samsara, no, I'm not ready yet, It's something like you have to go through something special training, And maybe you should not eat so much food. You have to do something certain strange things, Yes, sometimes we have that kind of feeling of renunciation. Renunciation is renounce the cause of suffering. look at all the causes of the suffering in the samsara. And that will give you how to free from the suffering. So that now it makes sense. So refuge is very important practice from the beginning to the end. First, it is how to open the door towards the enlightenment. There you see Buddha. In the Buddha, there's a Buddha Dhammakaya, Sabukaya, Nirmanakaya, Saubhadrakaya, so forth. There are some 5 Buddhas, there are many, And then Dharma has mentioned the 3 Pitakas, 3 trainings. Sangha, they are, Arhats. Buddhista was from first Bhumi to the 10th Bhumi. So many Sangha. So why? You say Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Okay? And then taking refuge in them. And there's different way in Theravada system. If you read in the Jewel Ornament of Liberation. Have you read? Anybody read Jewel Ornament of Liberation? Read that book. It's a very good book, Like Kabupa wrote. Then mentality, how you take refuge. There are some individuals, I cannot bear the suffering of the samsara by myself. Right now, I cannot help others, but I want to free myself from this suffering in this life. The duration of the taking refuge in this life, and for individual, not concern of others. And that's the Theravada system. And then in the Mahayana system, it's not taking the duration time until I achieve Buddhahood. Time. The sentient beings, not just only myself, all the sentient beings. So I take refuge in the Buddha Dhamma Sangha until I become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. Okay? So, and Vajrayana, same thing as Mahayana. Vajrayana is part of Mahayana. That's how you cultivate your mind. Meditate. So the wise one should take refuge in the Triple Gem. I'm sure here everybody took refuge before, but we can do ceremonies, All you have to do is you have a Buddha here, not here. You don't have this one prayer that's in this booklet. Chanchuk Nyingbu Chiji Par Sanjay Namla Japsu Chase. We don't have that copy, isn't it? We did in Escondido. We don't have here.
I may have Escondido.
No.
I may have Escondido there if you don't know.
You have to ask.
The Escondido copy may
No,
be
you
here.
have here. Okay. Maybe make a sheet. Copy those. Yes, I think we should do the refuge ceremony. Those you have taken before, It's just to enrich the refuge, and so that we could go next step by step. So I was thinking we go through the Bodhisattva's teaching, step by step. Do you agree?
Sure.
It's okay?
Yes.
Okay, so it will make you something beneficial. I try to, for your understanding, I try to, as best helpful as possible. Because I cannot come quite often. Only occasionally, especially we're aging. I'm aging. We can't expect too much. So the time when we have, we take advantage of it. Okay? So if you agree, so we do these things. Okay? And I'm sure those who can, who on the chair, you can do frustration as well. Yeah, you please stand up. Visualize Buddha in front of you. You are not taking refuge in me, This is all important. I'm just performing the ceremony. You are taking refuge in Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, okay? Yeah. So visualize Buddha, enlightened being, many Buddhas, Shakyamuni Buddha and many Buddhas, and all the Dharma teachings texts, because you take all those things. And Bodhisattvas like Chandrasik, Manjushri, Vajrapani, so forth, and great Arhats, all this, and your root gurus, if you have, you can visualize those and do 3 prostration. Okay. Your forehead touch, and your throat, and your heart, and then please go down, touch on the ground, it's good. Get some exercise. Stand up, please do second time. And the third time. Okay. Now please sit down on your chair. And now repeat this prayer. All the Buddhas, please hear my request. Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Master, please hear my request. Today, I take refuge. Until I achieve enlightenment, I take refuge to Buddha, Dharma, Bodhisattvas, or Sanghas. So this one, we repeat this in Tibetan. Chochuna, Shube, Sanjayam, Chanju Seba, Tamje, Thala, Konsosu, Lobun, Thala, Konsosu, Chanju, Nyingburu, Chikibar, Sanje, Namla, Yapsuchi, Chodam, Chanju, Sambai, Solang, Desi, Yapsuchi. This first time. Now please repeat second to make sure you are taking refuge to Buddha Dharma Sangha. Chochuna, Shube, Sanjayam, Chanju Seba, Tamje, Dhala, Konsosu, Lobun, Dhala, Konsosu, Da Ming. Please say your names. This is our Chanchu Nyinguru, Chekye Baran, Sanje Namla, Gyapsu Che, Chodan Chanchu, Sabai, Cholang, Deshe Gyapsu Che. That's the second. Now, third, at the end, please meditate that you refresh your with the refuge. Wow, taking refuge to attain complete Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. With this mind, please repeat the third recitation. Chochuna, Shube, Sanje Lang, Chanju Seba, Tamje, Dala, Gongso Lobe, Dala, Gongso Da Ming. Please say your names. This is Jawa, Chanju Nyinguru, Chekye Baran, Sanje Namla, Gyapsu Che, Chodan Chanju, Sabai, Cholang, Deshe Gyapsu Che. And when I say tap, and as you know, please say Lexo. This means through this ceremony, I received the refuge ordination. Also, please say Lexo, Ta, Lexo. Okay. So this is called taking refuge in the ceremony. So now you see, you are following the path. You are totally, directly making connection with the Buddha. Buddha who is totally enlightened, awakened the Buddha nature. And we have a Buddha nature which is not awakened, but made connection with the Buddha, so that our connection with the Buddha is something indispensable, something very precious. This connection will always be there until we become Buddha. No matter how long it may take time, depending your practice, possible, fast, or it may take some time, but doesn't matter. Just imagine, we are coming from limitless lifetime up until now. Just imagine what went wrong, still we'll be at the samsara. So many Buddha came in the past. So many came in the past. We have become not a subject to meet those Buddhas who teach Buddha's teaching. So today is the one that I made connection with the Buddha. I refreshed. I took refuge before. I was very fortunate I did it. But now I refresh, enrich my refuge, make more connection with the Buddha. So, so feel very privileged, very happy, rejoice. Because one time Buddha was explaining so much benefits of the taking refuge. So then there's one monk, he's just standing there. He was thinking, maybe Buddha is just to make happy to these people, He was explaining about this, how much it can have that much benefit by taking refuge. And Buddha at that moment he understood the monk was thinking. Buddha said, look at my tongue. This long tongue. Have you seen anybody who has this kind of tongue and telling lie? You know, you never be doubt about what I'm talking about. The one who has this kind of tongue will never tell lies. This is mentioned before, you know. People will never tell lies. But give teachings to help sentient beings. We are so ignorant. We are under the delusion of the all mental afflictions. So fragile, and we are just a victim of all the suffering. And sufferings are relentless. So when we have this life, we should totally rejoice. I'm so happy. I open the door, open the gate towards the enlightenment. I'm so grateful. So rejoice yourself, and I will make a better condition to study, practice down. Then those teachings there you can read. There are many other books you can read, you know. In the Jewel Ornament of Liberation, in the section of the refuge, there's also a lot of teachings there. There are a lot of other books you can read. Okay. Now this afternoon, we'll go more those teachings. That is Chanchu Rinpoche people, you have Matthew or Rachel, you have the copy. You can make a copy of this, each so we can get a letter during the lunch. Yeah, wonderful. Thank you. So if you can share that copy. Yeah. Let's just say this. Page 44, ascetic, page 42 or 43, Dharma. Dharma. First, please reflect and relax your mind, and then do these teachings from this morning, and taking refuge. Now, this, we all appreciate, rejoice, all the virtues that we have created, that we dedicate to attain complete enlightenment, Buddhahood, ourselves, and every sentient being. This mind, please say this dedication in English. Okay.
By the virtues collected in 3 times, I myself and all beings in samsara and nirvana, and by the innate root of virtue, may I and all sentient beings quickly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious enlightenment. May the teachings of the great Rinpoche, who is omniscient, Lord of the Dharma, Master of independence, continue and increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation until the end of samsara.
Okay, thank you. So let's break for lunch.